Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by to Scrap and Craft with Terry. Today we're going to make a gatefold journaling card. I saw this on Facebook on Purita Damen's Facebook page. I'm not sure if it's Damen or Damon, but she makes just the cutest stuff. Love it. So she made this type of journaling card, and then she has another one on there, and I'm thinking that sometime or other I want to make that one too. So we'll see. Stay tuned. But we're going to go ahead and get started. If you like my video, I just ask that you give me a thumbs up and check out my other ones. So I cut this piece of paper at 10 and let me see, about 10 3/8 by 8. I cut this out of a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. I started out with my notebook paper again. She didn't have dimensions, so I just kind of messed around and figured it out myself. I just measured it out to my faux journal page, leaving a little bit of a border around it. So that's what I come up with. And the center of my card is like 5 1/4 wide. And then each of my flaps are about 2 5/8. Now, and it's 8 inches tall, of course. Now, it's going to depend on what size journal page you're putting in, or, you know, what you're doing with it anyway. So you might have to adjust it a little tiny bit. You might be able to use the same dimensions. So I'm going to get my scoreboard. And I'm going to score at 2 1/2 and 7 5/8. Had to look to see for sure. 7 5/8. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The mark right after half. And that's not where I did it at. I did it at 7 3/4. I must not have changed it. Yeah, 7 3/4. So we'll do this again. I scored it at 2 1/2 and 7 3/4. So I already did it, but I wanted to just show you on here. So 2 1/2, 7 3/4. I have other score marks on here because I kept scoring it wrong. First it was too short, then it was too wide, and you know, but like I say, I didn't have a pattern to follow. So I just fiddled with it a little bit. So this is going to be my right side. And then on the inside, because I only have single-sided 12 by 12 pieces, I'm just going to mat it. And I thought this paper here went pretty good with it. So all I did was laid my paper down, figured out a little bit of a border, and I just cut it. So it's approximately 5 inches by 8 and a few 16ths, so you could make it, I mean not 8, 7 and a few 16ths, so you could make it 7 7/8, somewhere around there. And these are cut, excuse me, the same length, but I made these about 2 1/2. So I thought the colors went good together. They're out of the same scrapbook pad. So I'm just going to glue these down, and I have black ink on stuff. I had it all over my fingers. You can definitely tell when I use black ink. Now I filled my Fabri-Tac a little while ago. Did you ever fight with your Fabri-Tac bottle? I couldn't get the lid off. It was kind of almost stuck shut because I had to fill it. And it was a mess. So now we'll see if it works right. So I'm going to use that to glue it down, just because it gives me a little wiggle room and it doesn't wrinkle my paper if I get just a little too much glue on there. And if it squishes out, it cleans up really easy. And I like that. So I just have to make sure my paper's going the right way. Now my background has some vintage photo on it, and it has black, because I was making marks on here to figure out so I could, because I couldn't see. White on white doesn't work very good all the time. And I was trying to figure out the size for these, and it was hard to see, so because I don't have that great of eyes anymore. So I inked it, and I inked it with my vintage photo because that was sitting there. So then I went ahead and started inking everything with it, and then I thought, well, I really should have used black. So I went ahead and did that. I wasn't going to ink anything, but I figured as long as I have to mat it, might as well be able to see a little bit of difference in it. And I like making all different kind of journal cards, so I thought today that's what we would do here. Now where I did all my other score marks, it's not really going to matter because they're going to be covered up. So you're really not going to see them. But see, I like these two together. Be right back. Sorry about that. I had to jump off for a second. So anyway, I like these two colors together. They came out of the same pad. So how's everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone's having a nice day. And what's everyone working on? I'm in the process of decorating for Christmas. I'm supposed to have it done before now, but well, didn't work that way. But we'll get there. Okay, now on the inside we're going to put a little pocket on each side, and I just used the paper from the front, and these measure about 2 and almost 2 3/8 by 4. So one's going to go on each side, and I'm going to cut a little thumb notch in them. Just eyeball it and try to even it up a little bit. Generally doesn't get even. So one will go there and one will go there. Now let me see. I better use think my tip is a little clogged. I'm going to use my art glitter glue. So hopefully I get just a little thin line. I got something in there. Now hopefully that's good. Today's the sunshine and real pretty. Yesterday it just snowed really, really hard. Not sure what the temperature is now. We was only in the 20s this morning. And hopefully I'm over on the camera where I'm supposed to be. But it sounds like the wind's blowing a little bit. So, did I ask? I don't know. What's everyone working on? Are we working on something special? Different ones have asked me for quite a while about an idea book. And when I first started doing this, I made one, excuse me, and I can't remember if I called it a journal / idea book or whatever it was. So as I was making stuff, because I was making stuff precisely for it, and then I would put it right in there. So, and when I look at some of the stuff, I just, you know, it's pretty, but it wasn't very good back then. And not everything that I do now is really good, but that's beside the point. Hold that thought. These are going to be my little front pockets, and I'm going to take my punch. I have the right or the wrong sides together because I want to make a little cutout in it, just in the corner, and like however far you think you might want it. Because one is going to go like this, and one is going to go like this. That's how our pockets are going to be. Okay? You bring it over this way a little bit. So I'll ink around this with the black. But anyway, so I was thinking that I might go ahead and, I don't know if I want to say I'm going to start one or I'm going to start another one, because I really don't know what I called the first one. But some of the things that I have made from the past are in that book. So it could be classified as an idea book. So now on this, but that was just a thought. Thought I'd share that with you. I'll have to see. I might start that. On this, I'm going to just glue down from, do I want, no, I don't want to glue this shut. I only want to glue this side and across the bottom. Okay? So I'm just going to glue this side and across the bottom. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this one. and try to get them as even as possible. As far as my height goes, I think them are about even. Okay. Now what are we doing? I have, let me set this aside. This is going to be my front tag, because this is going to hold the journal card closed. And this is scrapbook paper, but it's more of the weight of like a cardstock. I'm going to have to let them sit again. Hopefully I don't have to trim it. No, I don't think I'll have to. Now, I would have liked to have made this just a little bit taller, but it was out of a 6x6 paper pad, and because of the hole here, I couldn't make it taller. So, let's see. Now I know I have one of these open. Oh, it's this one. See, it goes up this far, but with the hole right in the center. And you know what? I could have done that because I could have put, I would have only made it a little tiny bit taller. I could have put maybe like some ribbon or something through it. Maybe I want to redo this. Hang on. Okay, so I like to change things up midstream. I wish I would have thought of that before. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my angles and around my bottom corners. No sense wasting the part with that little hole in it, right? And then we'll round the bottom, and that'll help slide it in the pocket a little easier too. Okay. I think I'll like that idea better. So that'll slide in there like that, and see, that's taller, so that looks better. So I think with my ribbon, I'm just going to put it up through. I don't want to tie it. I think I'm just going to put it up through and staple it. I think that will be okay. Maybe. I think that'll be just fine. Let's see how that looks. Yes, I like that. What do you think? and it won't hurt them to stick up just a little bit. So on the back, I'm going to put this for journaling paper, and I don't think I got that centered, but we won't tell anybody. So I'm just going to glue this on. If the background would have been a lighter color, then I wouldn't have added anything, but it's dark, so we'll just add some journal paper. And there's a little black ink on it, because, of course, I get black ink all over everything. Okay, so that's our front tag and our journal card, and I'm not going to decorate this. I just want to do the journal card. I didn't think anything about decorating, so now these are going to be our tags. These are going to go down in here. And let me round the corners a little. Let me run my bone folder down through there. Now this just helps to loosen it up a little bit. You just want to watch you don't tear it or tear it loose. So I'm going to round, all I'm going to do on these is just round off 4 corners. And then for the back of these, because they're like a dark gray and a black, I'm also going to put these. So I'll round these corners. And this is just the same paper that I put on the back of the front tag. And then we'll just ink it up a little bit, or I cut it off. Maybe I need a little more black ink. Oh, I forgot to round this one. There we go. So I think that's all done now. Now we'll just, well, we'll see if this will fit in here. Now, I may have to just trim it off a little bit. Yeah, let me just trim them down a little tiny bit more. Hopefully that works. I don't want to make them too narrow. Okay, let go of it. We'll set that aside for a second and see. Didn't trim too much off, but I might have to trim a little more. Nope, I think that'll do it. Just that little tiny bit. Yes. Okay, so these little tags are like 2 inches by about 6 inches. Clean my mess up here. Shouldn't have to trim these, nope. So I just cut these to leave a little bit of a border around. You can or you don't have to. I like borders. Oops. Okay. Just gotta ink that side. I thought the colors, even though it was from a different paper pad, I thought the color in the leaves and the flowers all matched good. So now I'm just going to slide these in there. Now you can decorate these pockets however you want. And you could always put tabs or ribbon, lace, whatever on top of them, but I'm not going to today. Now in the center is going to be our journal pad. Now these papers here I got from this book when I got all of that paper from Ollie's. It's a lot of this different kind of paper, and I thought instead of using lined paper I could just use some of these. This has paper with script and stuff like this that I can cut out, which I don't know why I don't think of that. I don't remember it. And stamps, maps, just all kinds of stuff like that. So it's a pretty cool tablet. It's by Park Lane. I don't know if they still sell it anymore. Maps, text, and ledger. I think this is all stuff that came from Joann's. So all I did was cut, I think there's 5, 3, 4, 5, nope, there's 6. I cut 6 pieces of paper at, it's about 7 5/8 by 4 7/8. And then I just used one of the pieces that was left over as my little topper. This one. I could have used this and it would have matched, but why do I want to do that? I don't know. All I'm going to do now, I stapled these together and glued this on. So all I'm going to do is glue across the back and stick it on there. So you'll have journal paper, you'll have tags to journal on. And I think it makes a pretty cute little set as an insert into your journal or folio. And you can just lift it up and write. You can write on the back. You could put other paper on here. You could mat this for more writing space. So when it's all folded up, my finished size is 5 1/4 by the 8 inches. Okay, and then this holds it shut. Pretty cool, huh? I like it. And then on the back, if you don't glue it in, you could add another pocket back here. You could write or add more writing paper. But if you glue it in, you could glue as like your other insert. You could glue on 3 sides, have a top pocket, glue these 3 sides and have a side pocket, however you wanted to do it. So I think that's pretty cool. So let me know down in the comments what you think. And if you like my video, I just ask for a thumbs up and check out my other ones. And I hope you come back to see me for my next video. And until then, everyone, have a wonderful day and happy crafting. Bye for now.